Welcome to another live session. I welcome you everyone. I'm welcoming everyone to another live session. Now, our topic today is on leverage. Okay, so let's start and we'll be done in the next 20 minutes. So let me say something that might challenge you, but it's the truth. You didn't lose leverage in that situation. You gave it up too early. At your level, you don't lose opportunities because you lack skill. You lose them in moments of emotional miscalculation. Not because you are not smart, but because you react too fast. And the higher your income, the more expensive your emotions become. So in today's live class, I'm going to be showing you why emotional reactions cost you influence, how to maintain respect without conflict, and how to stay in control even when others are not. So if you are joining me live, type "I'm here" in the comments. Okay, I'll make this very simple. So leverage means, what does leverage mean? Leverage means getting the outcome of what you want without force. It's not about shouting. It's not about proving a point. It's not about ego. It's not about any of those things. Real leverage is calm, it's controlled, it's intentional. Sorry. It's intentional. So at lower levels, people use noise to get attention. But at higher levels, people use control to get results. Now, here's where most people get it wrong. The minute they feel disrespected, they react. The minute they feel a level of disrespect by any action, they react or they lose it. And in that moment, they lose leverage. In that moment, they lose control. Remember what I say leverage is? It's getting the outcome you want without force. So leverage is like it's power. You're not using force because you don't need to. And so when you lose emotional control, you lose leverage. Let me give you a real example. There was this time I got an employment contract with a hospital. Everything was fine until I had two separate encounters with a security officer. And on those two occasions, he gave me an attitude. So, well, in that moment, I had options. If I'm going to be real, in that moment, I had options. I could react. I could raise my voice. I could demand respect immediately. But I didn't do any of those things. I didn't do any of those things because I understood something critical. The moment you react emotionally, you reduce your position. The moment you react emotionally, you reduce your position. So I stayed calm. No argument, no back and forth. I just went straight to management and reported the situation professionally. No drama, no need for that. Nothing like ego or do you know who I am? Nothing like that. Just reported the case, just stating just facts. Why? Because I was not trying to win an argument. I was protecting my position, my image, my authority, and frankly, I was also protecting my energy. Coming to come and drag case, argue, to me, it just didn't make sense. So the management handled it. Now, watch this. The next time that same security officer had an issue with me, there was no attitude. He came respectfully and told me what the issue was. And of course, I adjusted where necessary. Now, that is leverage, not noise. You don't need to even make noise. Do you know the funny aspect? the people that seem quiet are the most powerful because they understand leverage. They don't make noise. They don't need to brag. They have control. Nothing like ego or force. Control. So let's break this down further. I didn't win because I spoke louder. I didn't win because I put him in his place. Because, and how do I explain this situation now? You know, this thing about staying in control and leverage, it's actually a mind thing. Like many things about success is a mind game, it's a mind thing. This thing about, can you hear me? Sorry, we went out of connection for a while. Okay, so this thing about winning, about you know, the way people define winning to them is like the way you define winning actually contributes to how you handle situations. For example, you have that kind of case where you that can cause you to react emotionally. I don't define winning as necessarily shouting or getting back at the person. Sometimes that you apologized when you are wrong, that is winning. Sometimes that sometimes the fact that you apologize even when you are not wrong, you know you're not wrong, you know the other person is wrong, but there is something you're trying to achieve. You're trying to have that leverage, that power and everything. And it's not it's not it's not something you take as a big deal. Winning is winning is gaining an upper hand by calming the tension in the room. That's winning. It doesn't have to be by shouting or by, saying, oh, don't you know who I am? Oh, I'm here talking to you. Oh. So a lot of people don't understand winning. So do you know that winning an argument is you say your point and they don't agree with you and you just keep quiet. Like, because they're not accepting your opinion, and everybody's entitled to their opinions. So sometimes the other person is trying to impose their opinions on you, but you just keep quiet because if they're not meant to understand, they won't understand. For example, we've been having live classes for the past few days and we are going to continue having them. And some people watching the live class would not understand this live class. It's not for everybody. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay not to win an argument. It's okay not for your opinion really not to matter. It's okay if you're being asked a question in a class, for example, and you raised your hand and you stated your opinion or what you think the answer is, and you are shut down as being wrong, or probably you are in this gathering, you're trying to close a deal, negotiations. It's okay. Here's the truth that people don't understand. When you react, you hand over power. When you argue, you reduce your influence. And if you're going to be successful, you know that it's all about influence. You need to build the influence. You need to grow. You know there's something you're after. And when you know that there is something you're after, other things don't make sense. Other things don't really matter. They don't really matter. When your ego leads, your authority drops. You're trying to demand respect. Your authority is dropping. That's not how to demand respect, my friends. But when you pause when you think, when you choose your response, you stay in control of the outcome. At that point, when you pause and you choose your response, pausing allows you to think, which will determine your response and it will determine the outcome. So you are in control of the situation. You are the one determining how it will end. The person wants a fight, you are the calm one, so you are the one that will determine if that will end in a fight or not. Control is power. If you're a high income earner, listen carefully. At your level, people are watching how you respond. Your reputation enters rooms before you do. And one moment can define how people deal with you. This is not small. It's not small. One emotional reaction can cost you a deal. It can change how people respect you. It can reduce your influence in a room. And let me say this clearly. At lower levels, emotional reactions are mistakes. At higher levels, they are liabilities. So, probably you came from nothing and then you worked your way up. When you are at nothing, you could say emotional reactions, they are just mistakes. And probably they cost you nothing. But at that level, at this level that you are at now, you can't afford not to be in charge or in control of your emotions. Emotional mastery is not a soft skill. It's a strategic advantage. And yeah, you need it. This is exactly why I created the emotional mastery operating system, because I saw a pattern. Highly capable people losing opportunities, not because they lacked knowledge, but because they lost control in key moments. So I brought that operating system. It's a system. It's not just a course. I train you to stay calm in high pressure situations, respond with clarity, not emotion, maintain respect without confrontation. So, so you get to protect your influence in critical moments. It's not motivation. It's training for real life situations where your response matters. If you've ever reacted and later you realized that it cost you, you felt disrespected and you handled it the wrong way, or you knew you could have shown up better in a key moment, this is for you. So drop master in the comments or send me a DM and let us build the kind of control that protects your position and increases your influence. You don't lose leverage. High income earners, those high flyers, we don't lose leverage. You only give it up too early. And once you learn control, don't lose it again. So before I go, I think we've spent how many minutes? How long are we in here? Okay, it's not shown. I thought it was being shown. So before I go, think about your last emotional reaction. Did it increase your influence or did it reduce it? Type your answer in the comments and let's talk. And do send me a DM if you're interested. Do send me a DM if you're interested.